not all Bollywood films always depict women in the best light, but to counter that, we have more than enough films that also spread awareness about women, about their rights, about their sexuality, about their dignity, and I think that balances it out. And having said that, one can only strive to be more responsible in the future. You can't undo things that happened before you were born. I hope that answers your question.
Richa, talking about the professional front, what's happening?
अरे क्या क्या कर रहे हो यार? This is a different venue.
Just to come up here, say what are the projects you're busy with these days?
I'm very busy, which is why I think we should talk about females first, gender violence. Any questions you
So
have
lastly,
for
what do you think-
Avan and Avan?
Lastly, what do you think should be done in a what should be the main things to be done to just curb
Treat
all this?
treat women as human beings and as equals. That's the only thing. Because if you don't do that, then you're neglecting half the population.
Ma'am, you're from Bollywood. In Bollywood, there are a lot of women acting in Bollywood, apart from
Yeah.
Bollywood. Especially according to Bollywood, do you really think there are any kind of challenges or any such kind of instances which women face in Bollywood?
I think it's difficult because it is a male-dominated industry, but I think it's changing, and I do see a big change in the next 5 years with more directors and producers who will be female, as well as more directors and producers who will be male, who are sensitive. That's the big change.
So Risha, when you said that Bollywood is a male-dominated industry, so in a way, doesn't this hints that Bollywood
We are
can
living
be
in
a
a patriarchal industry. Should I, like, why don't you look at yourself? How many of you are women? Turn the mirror around. How many of you are women? I see only male cameramen and one lady holding a mic. We are living in a patriarchal society. We have to deal with it. We can't point fingers for the sake of sensationalizing.
very well said.
Thank you.
Richa, one moment, please. So, Richa, we spoke about the women facing violence in their homes and everything, and all these amazing people who are volunteers and who are interested in a particular set of class. So, how are we supposed? Are you collaborating or something on this?
I would love to. I did something earlier this year for a rehabilitation of some children of sex workers, of girls who've been trafficked at a very young age. But I hope really to be able to collaborate with Shakti Vahini and with Prerna. And I think they are doing an amazing job. I've never really come across a brand that has been so involved. And I think it starts with encouraging women to be self-sufficient. They have a multi-level marketing business model, and that by itself encourages people to take initiative and make the money. And oftentimes you see several women don't get out of abusive relationships because they're financially dependent. So I think that's where it starts.
So, how do you think the Vital Voices and the Avon Foundation and the Prerna, how are they going to collaborate together and form a different insight?
So Avon has funded now our second Justice Institute in India, and we hope to convene many more. And it's not just here in this country, in every country where Avon does business in 70 markets. India, Italy, the UK, the United States, violence against women is happening. And so by Avon funding these organizations to come together, we rely on our local communities, we rely on our Avon partners, we rely on celebrities. She's taking the time out of her schedule to talk about how important this issue is. Not many people want to talk about it because it's not easy. But your time today and the partnership of everybody, we have to start somewhere. We have to start the conversation. We need to speak out against domestic violence, and that's what Avon's plan is to do.
So, you come from Haryana, and how?
I don't come from Haryana.
The north side of India, which
I come from Delhi. It's the capital.
it's in the real capital as well. So, how do you see Delhi?
There are rapes that happen. There are 92 rapes that happen per minute in India. Some happen in Delhi, some happen in Bombay. And I think it's equally shameful wherever in the world it happens, whether it's in Kashmir or in Assam or even in the Andamans. I think rape is about power much more than it is a sex crime, and we need to understand why we need to have that power over another human being. It starts with, it has to be understood.
Before coming in the industry, or like in the earlier years, did you ever see violence happening with women around your area? Or
Of course, I grew up in India. Well, it's a way of life. It's not something that you experience once in a while. Violence is not something that is just physical. It's also intimidation. It's also
Narayan sir, hello, good morning.